Only cool people. All right, so now then, inequality for absolute value. We've got to decide from here what kind of compound inequality we're going to have. All right, greater thans are ORs. And so with ORs, here's the thing that we know is going to happen. We're going to have opposite signs. Okay? We're going to have opposite signs. So the first thing is I got to clear the absolute value. Is there anything on the absolute value? So it's already cleared. Now that I can drop the signs, what allows me to drop the signs of the absolute value is the fact that I can write it into two problems. So I'm going to have 1 minus 4k is going to be greater than or equal to negative 11. And then I'm going to have my OR. 1 minus 4k is going to be less than or equal to positive 11. That's broken down in my two pieces. I have to flip the signs, because flipping of the signs gives me my OR, and that means on my number line they're going to go in opposite directions. Okay? And so now I'm going to solve each. Now, this is going to have an issue right here. That's a very common mistake that I've watched you make when you've solved equations or inequalities. You have no problem subtracting the 1. That works out great. But when you bring this down, you bring down positive 4k. You leave the negative off the k for some reason. I don't know if it's because you don't understand you need to bring it with you, or you're just not paying attention to details. But that's a very common mistake. And as soon as you make that negative 4 positive 4, it changes the whole dynamic of your problem. I mean, and really in this case, because if we divide by a negative number, what happens to the inequality sign? It flips it. So I have to make sure I bring down the negative with it. You got to pay attention to the detail there. Okay, and so when I divide by this negative 4 here, I'm going to flip it and become positive 3. Okay, now I'm going to look at these separately first. So I'm going to check 0 and I'm going to check 4 to see which way it's a shade. Okay, so I plug that into my equation right, or my inequality right here, or up here at the top. That doesn't matter. Okay, so I plug in 3 for my k. That's going to be 1 minus 12. What is 1 minus 12?
11.
Oh, we did 3. Got to plug in 0. Sorry, plug in 0 because that's going to give me my 11. All right, and so I plug in my 0 right here. I got 1 minus 4 times 0, which is going to be 1. The absolute value of 1 is going to come out, and that's going to say 1 is greater than or equal to negative 11. Is that true? Yeah, and so therefore it's going to be a closed circle shaded this here way. And that's the way that one will look. Now we need to check the other one. Okay? So I'm going to again subtract the 1. That's going to give me negative 4k. Bring down your negative. It's going to give me 10. Okay, we're going to divide by negative 4. It's going to flip my sign. That's going to give me a negative 5 over 2. Now some of us are like, crap, I got to deal with a fraction. We don't, because we're going to check numbers. We're going to check them. And so the numbers that I would pick to the left and the right, first of all, 0 on that side. And this is, what, 2.5? So I'm going to pick negative 3. Okay, plug it into my original. Negative 3 is going to give me 1 minus negative 12, which is going to turn into positive 13. Is positive 13 greater than or equal to negative 11? It is. So therefore, it's going to be a solid dot shading that direction. Okay? So now when I put both of them on there, they're going to be the same line. Yeah, but now we got to put both of them on there. 3, not negative 3. Okay? Put both of them on there, and we're shading. What we're going to include is we got a solid here and a solid there. Okay? And so one of them is shaded this here way. We got an OR, so we're including everything that we have. We got one going this way. Okay, and we check 3 or negative 3. Negative 3 right here. Oh, we didn't check it over here on this part. This is where we check it, right here. Sorry, I checked in the wrong one, so my negative 3 is going to go the other way. So it's going to be 0 is 0, and it's going to make 1 is 1 less than or equal to 11. Sorry, I checked it in the wrong one. I checked it up here, and I should have checked it in this equation. Okay, so is 0 going to go right there? And therefore 1 going to be less than or equal to 11. Is that true? And so this one should have been shaded this here way. I put it in the wrong equation. So it's not that one. And so therefore this one's going to be shaded that way. And since it's an OR, it includes everything that they share and everything that they don't. And what this is the whole line. So it's going to go from negative infinity to positive infinity. And the way that may be termed, there you go. All real numbers is one way they could term that. Okay?